All right, so let's draft this walk-in closet here over to the right, and I'm going to do a couple little tricks here. I'm going to pull in one wall. You can actually watch as this goes together as well. I'm going to pull in another wall. And the method that I'm using right now, if you're not familiar with it, I'm actually pulling in entire assemblies from the favorites tab. This is a pretty cool method for building out closets. Of course, we can't export and import favorites, so you would have to build these out on your own, but you can save them to your favorites and then bring out common configurations. I just wanted to show you guys this because I think it's really cool. And then I can center this on the wall. And there you go. The entire thing is built out from the favorites tab in like 30 seconds. So we're actually going to show you how to build this from scratch. I will delete all of these cabinets. The favorites tab will come in handy later on for these hutch assemblies, but for now let's just build it from scratch. So we'll start in the job tab, right? Fill out all your job information. Of course, just a sample library. Get through that quick. Settings, super important, but you're going to pick your PAC closets template. The only thing that might be different in here is since we're doing glass doors on the uppers, we're going to want to pick glass doors for now. I'm going to leave this all empty. This is going to be just a straight classic glass door. I can show you how to make a glass door out of laminate in future videos. There's a lot of hand banding involved. It's not super fun, so we're going to leave that out for now. Alright, so once all your drawers are selected, your doors are selected, we're using inline hinges. That's just the best for closets, honestly. Then we're going to go over to drawer boxes. We are using metal drawer boxes, the Richelieu Optimize R. You can use pretty much any drawer box you want. This is the one that we have. End panels, materials. I've already overridden all of our textures right now for this ash sandy because I think it looks good. Textures, not really important right now unless you're using inserts. None of these stainless steel things need to actually change for now. And then the library, of course, PAC Closet Library. Miscellaneous, I am using the Q-Peg, not the K-line adjustable shelf pins. These adjustable legs are only for islands, so we won't even use them. And we're not using LEDs, so these spot and linear lights don't make a difference for this closet. So the first thing we want to do is go into the Room tab and figure out which one of these templates that we need to start off the room. We're going to say it's a 108 ceiling and it's floor standing, so the FS 108 ceiling. This is going to populate all of our depths for us. Now we're going to go into the Products tab. Make sure that PAC Closet Library is selected. And this library is extremely easy to use, right? So we are just pulling in from our list of panels to the left here. And I have a 96 panel. And then I will go to the 96-inch sections. It looks to here like we have a full shelf unit here. So I will bring in a 96 shelving, drop it in. Now as far as the widths and everything goes and units, I'm going to stick with inches unless I'm really in a pinch, then I can go to millimeters. And I'm not going to get this closet perfect, right? I don't know the dimensions of all this. I could probably guess most of them, but this is just to show you, how you would go about creating this system. So we've got a 96 panel here and then a 96-inch section. Let's just bring in another panel. You'll notice we're working from the left to the right. And then we have a kind of a single hang with shelves above it. So we will go into the 96-inch sections. I'm actually just going to take a medium hang for now that has a shelf above it. 24 inches wide, that's fine. We'll pull in a panel. Then we have a double hang and a bridge unit. So let's bring in our double hang. And if we go into the elevation here, we need to add a hanging panel, right? Always up against the wall, a hanging panel, so that we don't have to cut out our baseboard and we don't have to mess around with all of that. So we'll grab a 60 from the hanging panel, exactly where it needs to be, height-wise. We'll bump it over to the right. And then I'm just going to highlight this entire assembly and just move it to the right up against the wall. So that left side is built out. Now we're going to build the right side out. And it's basically the same as the other one. So I'll keep this up here while I build it out. You could definitely do this in front of a customer if you needed to. You could also, take a little time to yourself and gather this up, show your customer while you're on site. However works best for you. At the beginning, it might be a little clunky, but you'll learn pretty quick how to throw these closets together. And what's nice about this kind of simple closet setup is that it is basically ready to manufacture right out of the gate. Of course, you're always going to want to check it, but we're just going to go here and grab our medium hang, some shelves above it. Of course, you can copy and paste panels if that's what you're into, or you could just go over here and grab your new section, put another panel down. You'll notice that these panels, they still have notches in them. If you don't want a notch because this is an exposed finished end, then you could just delete these and bring in the 96 no notch. You could also go into the panel and remove the notch with parameters. I like having all of these products so that you don't have to have someone super trained in Mozaik to actually draft these closets. Now, if these closets were up against the wall on the right here, you want them about a 1/4 inch away from the wall, maybe 1 inch, whatever you can get away with to dodge the baseboard. Maybe put in a hanging panel instead of a full panel here. You have to dodge baseboard. And now for the fun part. So we have this hutch section right here. And you noticed at the beginning of the video, I literally just took out this entire stack all at once. I'm going to not do that this time, and I'll just show you how much time it takes to just draft a hutch section. And we can move to the left here to look at and view our cabinets. They're looking good. We're going to bring in our hutches now. So we'll click on wall 2, go into elevation, go back to products, and then we have a special section here for hutch sections. So I will bring in base drawers 20. I'll bring in a base panel to split in between them. Remember, we're still doing sections for hutches. And then I will highlight this stack, center it in the opening. I'll pull in another base panel. And let's add some full 96-inch panels. And then we'll add this upper section in here. So in the hutches, we also have uppers. We have upper panels. We have an upper section, upper panel. And we want to just type in the height here. So I'm going to go 30. Remember that height increments always round down. This section is locked. We can edit the cabinet, go into size, and allow height sizing. We'll type in 30 for the height as well. And we can click on this button here to stretch the item in the opening. And we don't want to forget about this panel. So 30 inches. Now we have an entire hutch assembly. We have the full 96-inch by 14 wide panels. And then we can also add a countertop in here. So there is a countertop section to the left. Stretch it to the opening. And then we can add in our shelving units. As you can see, it's very easy at this point, but I do want to cover bridge shelves because that's going to be very important. If you can get your customer away from the classic rounded corner units, then you're going to be using a lot of bridge shelves. Hopefully. They are easier. Put a shelving unit here and here. And then I will add a couple more panels. And then last but not least, these bridge panels. So we'll go down in the 96-inch sections. To the bottom, there's all this bridge left and bridge right. I'm just going to drop the bridge left into this opening, bump it to the right. You can see it's overlapping the wrong cabinet, so I'll bump. Now it's overlapping. This is exactly what we want because this is the part that you may have to cut down on site. You most definitely will have to. So we've got about 15 there. And from the edge here, we want about 26 to 30 inches. So you have plenty of room there. And then we can drop in the right section as well. And we're just about done with this thing. All right. And now this thing is ready to go. I'm going to check it over just so I can show you guys how we do a manufacturing check. In the future, I will have a step-by-step inside the job notes for you to check off as you go. But for now, we're going to hit the Layers tab, go Operations, and I go back to Phill. We'll put it back in wireframe. Now, here's all of our tightest outriggers here. We have 10mm holes for our tightest Q-peg, which is really nice. The adjustable shelves act as structural. We're going to turn off these legs. Those shouldn't be on. So we can go to Job Parms, O, then say Use Legs. No, we don't need legs for these closet sections. All right, legs are off. They shouldn't be on here. And we just have 2 rows of line bore. You can see that all the tightest have adjusted for the baseboard. And you're going to notice these weird pockets on the drawer boxes. That's so that we can use 3/4 inch material for literally everything. Even those metal drawer guides say they require 5/8, we can get away with 3/4. The PAC library. And it's basically ready to go. So now that we've got this all drafted up, we're going to go to pricing. I will make a new template up here. Select template. I'll pick the closet invoice by room. Say OK. We have a couple rooms in here. I was drafting one earlier, nearly identical. So we'll see that room 2, the one we just made, walk-in closet, invoice for about $10,600. Everything should have some kind of dollar amount in here. That's what we're looking for. And if it doesn't, there should be a good reason for it. Base cabinets, we don't actually have any base type cabinets in this room. They're all wall or tall cabinets. Here we have tall cabinets. We have a linear light section. There are no linear lights, so that isn't populating anything. Besides that, we have our per section pricing. And moving down to our optimizer guides. Those look to be right on the money there. Perfect. So you can see the amount per cabinet. I'll go through pricing in another video. This is just a basic rundown. So once you have this invoice, you can then run a report. And I'll create a video so that you guys can follow along and modify this report. But let's say OK. Yes. And it's very basic. This is just the 2 rooms and the total. You'll have all of your company information, your company logo. You could actually use a different template and we could just pick the closet invoice. And when we pick the closet invoice, you're not going to see it parsed out by room anymore. It's just a grand total of everything. And you could also run a report on this, have a total of everything. So you could draft this. I was creating a video while I was doing this. What are we at? 15 minutes? You could easily draft this in about 5, 6 minutes in front of a customer after talking to them for a little while. Wait for them to take a break or whatever you want to, however you want to play it. Draft this room and then have a price for them. Super easy. And you'll take it back to the shop and cut it out. Hopefully you'll get a check that day. So let's just keep it going and we'll go to the checklist, to the cut list, and make sure everything's cutting out okay. All right, optimizing. I am using Enterprise, so it might look a little different if you're not using Enterprise. I'll call this test run. I'm only going to select room 2, the walk-in closet. And you'll notice I have 3/4 melamine Snow Day and 3/4 melamine Ash Sandy. And that is because our 3/4 melamine is actually taking the name of the texture that's attached to it. If we look at the override for this material template, everything is 3/4 melamine. It's also adding texture. Let's go back to the cut list. We will optimize. Do it again. Test. Walk-in closet. Wait for it to pop open. Go. All right. So by this point, you probably know how to use your optimizer. Get the correct tool set going. We're going to optimize everything. We'll just batch optimize everything. Automatically flip parts. Generate the G code. And we're complete. It's ready to go. We'll look at these drawer boxes and see how those did. Perfect. A bunch of 5mm holes, a lot. 1/2 inch down shear because this material is thicker than 5/8, so it's going to do all of the pocketing and cut out. That's about all there is to it. That is design, pricing, optimization, all in about 17 minutes, but I'm sure you could cut that at least in half if you're on site just for a single closet. And just keep in mind that after you've drawn a few jobs, you can go in here, select what you want to pull in as a favorite. Let's say we're doing this very often. I would highlight all these items, right click, add to favorites, then add it into closet hutches. Now I can pull those out whenever I want. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. There will be more to come. Thank you.